One more no vote can sink this bill. Keep that in mind. Joining me now, retired Army Lieutenant Colonel and former Florida Congressman Allen West. Just want to update the audience here. Colonel, listen to this. Minutes ago, Fox News learning that 5 Republican moderates are asking for changes to the bill before agreeing to a procedural vote. Lots of details coming here. We'll let you know what they are, but apparently they want more money in this bill, Colonel. And I'm beginning to wonder, are they moderate Republicans or are they moderate Democrats? What do you say to this?
Well, it's good to be with you, Jerry, and I think you just answered that question. It was quite rhetorical. These are moderate Democrats. They're progressive Democrats, if you want to take it even further. Look, the Patient Protection Affordable Care Act, that thing that we know as Obamacare, comes down to 2 things. It was an incredible increase of taxation, 20 new taxes, and it was an expansion of Medicaid. So tell me, what true constitutional Republican conservative would want to agree with increased taxation and expansion of Medicaid? And when you have someone such as the Ohio governor, John Kasich, all he is doing is trying to protect himself because he wanted to have that Medicaid expansion. This is what the Republicans are supposed to stand against, is the intrusion of government and bigger spending. And in 2015, they passed in the House and Senate a repeal law that, of course, President Obama vetoed. So why don't they just go right back to that?
All right, we've got some more details here that I just want to share here, and really informs the conversation. Fox confirming Republican moderates, including Dean Heller of Nevada, Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, Rob Portman of Ohio, Shelley Moore Capito of West Virginia, John Hoeven of North Dakota. They all met with the leader, Mitch McConnell, and they said, hey, we want more money. They want a formula for tying Medicaid spending growth to the rate of inflation. They want that changed. And what we mean by that is they want a higher rate of increase over time. As you know, the existing bill, it didn't grow Medicaid as fast as it's been growing. So here we are, moderates acting like moderate Democrats rather than moderate Republicans. And I have to tell you, we've already had 2 senators say they're not voting for this. Is there any chance that this bill will go forward, will even get to the floor of the Senate?
Well, as it is right now, Jerry, I don't think so. I don't think that it will pass a procedural vote, and I think that it comes down to one simple question. What does the Republican Party stand for? When you have Republican senators who, once upon a time pledged that they will repeal Obamacare, are now sitting around and asking for more money from the federal government, which is something that principally the Republican Party is supposed to be against, for the expansion of Medicaid, which is a program that is intended for those people at or below a poverty line. So Republicans are basically saying they want to increase, they want to expand the welfare nanny state and the dependency society of Medicaid instead of economic growth so that we can get more people off of Medicaid.
All right, Alan, stay right there. Let's get more insight from our panel. Here with me now, Tammy Bruce and Rich Lowry. Welcome to you both. Great to have you here on this very newsy late afternoon, early evening. Rich, to you. So what we're hearing here is they want a different index for inflation and one that grows more quickly. And these are folks who've already gotten an additional $70 billion in funding for the states, right, to bring down some of those premium costs, and then $45 billion for opioid spending. Yeah. You know, these guys, just can't shoot straight. They're not happy with yes. When are they going to be satisfied?
Well, there's some give in this bill. There's some revenue still to be spread around, and I expect it to be spread around to these senators. And there might, Jerry, be an element of pantomime here. We don't know, where McConnell left some cushion, knowing that these guys could come ask for more money and he could give it to them and declare a big victory. So look, as you pointed out, already 2 no votes. There's 0 margin for error. But Cruz is a provisional yes. If Mike Lee, the other guy who's holding down the right wing of the caucus, if he's a yes, I think eventually these moderates will come along. I don't think any of them have the gumption to be the one vote that brings this thing down. So I think it's still a very live possibility that this could pass. I'm
surprised you say that. Tammy, you heard Rich say, hey, there's more money to be spread around. I'm wondering if that's really true. These guys talk about, how much they are spending compared to what's being spent currently, but couldn't we bring the numbers down? For goodness sakes, let's give some relief to taxpayers.
Yeah, look, even with the $45 billion for the opioid abuse, I mean, we know that's a very serious issue. But that was discussed earlier today on this network, that that is more than what's being spent on cancer issues and on stroke issues and on so much more. So, but you see, here we are talking about money again. It's the Democrats who believe that throwing money at an issue solves the problem. That's not the case here. We've seen that through the money being spent already on Obamacare. So I think Rich is interestingly optimistic. But I think that if they really wanted to solve this problem, we wouldn't be in this position at this point already, because it just... We have to remember that the Democrats lost really a lot of their backbench of talent as they defended Obamacare, and the Republicans should be aware that they too will lose a great deal of talent, if you can call it that, if they continue to do this sort of obstruction against the American people.
Lest I be accused of too much optimism, let me share a dark thought, which is that a lot of these senators voted for a repeal-only bill that was much harsher on Medicaid than this bill is. They clearly voted for that bill a year or so ago in bad faith, knowing that President Obama would veto it, and now that they're firing with live bullets, something that Alan West is familiar with, they have a different attitude.